This is the Canadian tradition.
The huge herd that was there was pretty incredible to see. With elk hunting around here on the ranch, the first day is one of the most important days. You know, it might be your only crack at it.
The Canadian tradition is brought to you by Ram. Guts, glory, Ram. Cabela's, world's foremost outfitter. Under Armour, go where you don't belong. John Deere, nothing runs like a deer. Steel, get the job done. Winchester Ammunition and Winchester Repeating Arms, celebrating 150 years of legendary performance. Nikon, the trusted name in optics. And by Barnett Crossbows, get after it.
Coming into this hunt, I mean, this is one of my yearly traditions. It seems to have become over the last 3 or 4 years, is to go back to my good friend Rick Gwynn of Gwynn Outfitters.
Taylor's a good guy and we have a lot of fun while he's here. He chips in, helps out, and pretty easy to please.
Rick's just a fabulous guy. He might say that, you know, every fall Taylor overstays his welcome, but I'm not worried about that. I mean, Rick and I are friends, so I mean, I'm there to hunt. He's got elk, he's got whitetail mule deer, and I love elk hunting. So we had one of his rifle elk tags in hand, and I was gonna hook back up with another good friend of mine, Sean, and we're gonna go try to get my big bull elk for this year.
You know, we've got a few different ranches we hunt, but the main ranch we hunt is in southwestern Alberta, not very far west of Calgary. Large elk population, large whitetail population. See moose most days. Grizzly bears are getting more prevalent all the time. You always got to watch out for those. And a few wolves, coyotes. So on the ranch there's a little bit of everything. It's primarily a cattle ranch. It's a mixture of kind of creek bottom land, hay fields, timber country. And we're right up against the Rocky Mountains. We're only like 20 minutes away from the mountains. So it's a great place to hunt.
Anyone that has watched kind of our hunts before starts off the same way. Whenever I get to camp, I want to go out, I want to make sure my rifle's sighted in, and I mean, this hunt was not going to be the exception. We headed down to the range. I wanted to spend some time behind the trigger and make sure that gun was ready to perform. All right, Sean, we find ourselves in a familiar spot. Here it is, the day before rifle elk season, and as always, you know, I've flew in from Ontario, so first thing we do is shoot the gun. This year I'm shooting a 7mm Remington mag. It's a Winchester Model 70 action on the gun, but then I did bring out some Winchester power points in the 175 grain. You know, I've had pretty good success. Last year I shot those 150 grain ballistic tips, but this year I did want something just a bit heavier just to knock them down. You said these bulls have been coming into a pretty wide open field, so we might get into a 300-yard shot.
Big importance, you know, is making sure you have the proper equipment for what you're going to do. You know, elk are a big animal. I always tell them, well, I always tell lots of people that come and ask me, seems on a lot of them now, you know, what calibers do I use? Well, you want to have something that you're comfortable shooting, but as big as you can make it, because they're a big animal, and you like to take them down cleanly, quickly, so everything's all done. A lot of practice is the best way to do it. Practice makes perfect is what they say, you know, and the more you shoot it, the more comfortable you are loading the gun, unloading the gun, doing all that kind of stuff, you know, because sometimes this stuff happens pretty fast.
Yeah, so it's kind of aiming right for that Under Armour logo. I would call that, you know, 1, 2, 3 inches. It's not bad. 2 off the bench, 1 floated a little bit right just because of the shooting stick too. But I mean, that's still kind of right where you want to be. And I saved my knife.
Closed captioning is provided by Toyo Tires, driven to perform.
With the rifle sighted in, my next step is to find some animals. 2 5-points, like 2 4s. Found ourselves on top of a high hill looking at 60, 70 elk in the field, and so we had thought we had done this pretty good. Here we are, we've got a bunch of animals in front of us. We know that they're eating in this field, and you know, fingers crossed that they should be there tomorrow morning. Before you know it, the first morning rolls around, you're getting your stuff into the truck and you're heading out because it's happening today.
Your ultimate goal on the first day is to be there. Be there in the position you need. Be totally prepared before and get in that position. I mean, because the first day is probably, with elk hunting around here on the ranch, is one of the most important days. You know, it might be your only crack at it.
What do you think the plan is?
Well, we're just gonna have to see which way they go out this morning.
I can hear a bull down there bugling, but guy gets used to hunting whitetails back home. They travel a couple 100 yards from bedding to feeding, right? I mean, this is like on the grand scale of things, this is big country.
I can hear the cows calling.
Yeah. Get these set up just in case.
Good thing it's nice and cool out this morning.
Yeah. I think we might have just missed them. Like, I know we're in the foothills here. How far are these elk gonna go back?
Well, you know,
And bed up?
Well, they go back in there a couple miles into the
Really? That far?
dark timber. Yeah.
Yeah, and there's just no way to go after them.
No, it's pretty much let them go and can wait till they come back again feeding.
Yeah, you can hear them echoing down in there. We need sort of like an overcast day, and
Yeah, the weather's supposed to change a little bit too, so we're supposed to get some cloudiness and stuff.
we had just missed the herd by minutes. None of those animals were spooked. None of those animals knew that we were kind of after them. So, you know, they didn't get messed with, and that's what we thought was pretty good about this morning is it's not like we had an opportunity and blew it and educated animals. We didn't have the opportunity. So we have thought those elk are going to come back into that field that night, and we're going to try the whole thing again the following morning, and hopefully we connect.
Gear Tech is presented by Ameristep Blinds. Quality hunting from the ground up.
When it comes to choosing optics, whether that be a spotting scope, rifle scope, or a pair of binos, your decision should be quite clear. Widely acknowledged as a global leader in precision optics, Nikon's roots go back to the development of their first binoculars in 1917. Since then, they have continued to build on the generations of optical and precision technology experts with an enduring passion to deliver quality products. With a commitment to deliver proven products, Nikon has come up with a simple rule in designing and developing their line of sport optics. That is to apply the best materials, have strict quality control, and use the most sustaining engineering and superior lens coating technologies to achieve a great optical image and view. The benefits of this pledge have never been clearer. Maximum light transmission, superior resolution, and a better defined contrast to provide a stunning view in any weather condition. After all, Nikon is just one of a few companies that are considered true optical companies, meaning they still make their own glass. Some of the great qualities of Nikon binoculars and rifle scopes are true optical clarity, low light performance, sharpness, and overall ruggedness that you can count on when you're in the field. Don't just look at optics as being nice to have items. Quality optics are a tremendous tool that can greatly increase your success when you're in the field. Getting into day two, Sean and I were super pumped. We had come up with a game plan that we were gonna put on probably 2.5 to 3 miles to get behind these elk. So you know what, when you're doing that type of walk, you wanna get geared up. We got up a little bit extra early, tied our boots on tight, got our stuff loaded up, and we were off to get it done.
This is a time where you really have to be cautious. It's just coming daylight. You know, these elk are gonna start to move. They're gonna wanna push off the field, so you want to get down into this timber here and try to hide a bit. I like your toque. Just up over here, Taylor. We just gotta go another 10 yards around. I can see those cows coming through there. Yeah, they're coming now. Okay.
We had put in a ton of hours scouting these elk and the day before hunting them. But to have a herd of elk like that in front of you at 150, 175 yards, that's what every hunter, every outdoors person cherishes, because those moments are so few and far between.
Just in this little meadow right here. Yeah. You can shoot from there. Yeah. You can shoot from here. Okay, Sean, you just tell me which bull it is.
We'll just keep watching.
These big herds of elk will feed in a particular area, then they'll go in bed 3, 4, 5 miles away. So what we try to do is anticipate which draw they're going to go through and try to get set up. Not only is that hunting smart because we're not busting them off a good feeding field, but chances are if we get them in timber, you know, there's going to be fewer elk that you have to deal with. Less eyeballs, less noises, and just all in all, a better opportunity that you have of connecting with that bull.
Any of those bulls a good shot? There's a good one in the middle, I can see. He's a 6.
Second day, came to us, you know, we come across a huge herd that was coming across to a fence, you know, and we were already set up, great setup spot, you know, we're within a couple 100 yards. And the huge herd that was there was pretty incredible to see. In the morning like that, to have, you know, 150 elk in front of you, making noise, bugling, running around, chasing, you know, bulls, chasing cows and everything like this. And just to be in that position where we're set up. I mean, we were set up perfect.
You're starting to come now too. There.
Yeah, there's a bunch of small bulls at the fence, but man, there's a pile of cows.
Yeah.
Okay, there's 2 big bulls coming.
Back one, the back bull. I'll let you know when he gets to the evergreen. Oh, I see that front one. He's just coming to the evergreen. The second one, the second bull. Second bull, he's closest to us. He's got mud halfway up in there. Okay, the big one has a bunch of cows in front of him. He's got a bunch of mud down the side.
Yeah, take the other one.
Yeah, the other one's clear.
The other one's clear.
Outdoor Insight is presented by Berkeley. Catch more fish.
When Andre Steele built the first electric chainsaw in 1926, he probably did not foresee the amazing advancements that would result from his efforts. Today's users want the same elements important to steel, which is durability and dependability. I'm glad to say Steel offers much more in their line of power chainsaws. Take Steel's 181 chainsaw. This saw incorporates some very impressive features that come in handy to any user. This saw incorporates Steel's easy to start feature, which provides a smooth, effortless pull in order to start the saw. And not to mention, it greatly increases the safety factor when starting your saw. Speaking about safety features, this saw harnesses Steel's quick stop chain brake system, which is designed to reduce the risk of injury in certain kickback situations. Another perk about this saw is that it contains Steel's quick chain adapter, which allows any user to adjust the tension of the chain in just a few easy steps, without the need of using any tools, providing you with more cutting time and less downtime. Always remember to wear the proper safety gear when operating any power tool or chainsaw.
Big one behind that tree. I lost him now. There, he's down. Yes!
Good job.
Got him.
That was tight.
Holy smokes, man. Just like last year when we had Brit out here, just a bunch of cows, a bunch of bulls. And you know what? Your blood pressure's going, but you just have to stay calm, man.
For a long time watching.
That other one was the bigger bull, but you know what? He had a bunch of cows around him, and they were starting to get nervous, and they're starting to go. Yeah, I'm not going to complain about a 6-point bull, second day of the season.
No.
Yes,
We'd definitely take that one anytime.
Gwyn Outfitters, man, he's got the elk. You want to go check him out, pal?
Let's do that.
Oh yeah. Look at him. Big, beautiful 6-point bull. Nice fronts on him. Royals are great. And you know what? Typical Gwin Outfitter fashion, there's like 200 head of elk down in front of us. And I mean, it's touch and go. You want to rely on a good gun to have it sighted in, good optics. But most importantly, you got to have patience. Wait for those cows to part. You know what? We're taking home 800-900 pounds of awesome organic elk meat right there. Can't thank you enough, Sean. You got lucky once again and guide me into an awesome trophy.
Once you got the elk on the ground, a big animal like an elk, you know, the work begins. Just the processing end of it alone takes a lot. It's usually a couple-man job. Get it quartered up, put it in the truck, or however you got to. Sometimes you got to pack them. I mean, on this particular hunt, you know, we could get the truck right to it. We could drive right to it, so it was not that bad. But it still took four of us to get it in the truck.
It just felt like time stood still. And you know what? We put in our time. We waited for that big bull to get by himself, made a great shot, and we're leaving Alberta with a beautiful 6x6 elk and memories that'll last a lifetime.
The Canadian tradition has been brought to you by Ram. Guts, glory, Ram. Cabela's, world's foremost outfitter. Under Armour, go where you don't belong. John Deere, nothing runs like a deer. Steel, get the job done. Winchester Ammunition and Winchester Repeating Arms, celebrating 150 years of legendary performance. Nikon, the trusted name in optics. And by Barnett Crossbows, get after it.
Follow The Canadian Tradition on Facebook and make sure to visit thecanadiantradition.com for news, contests, and show recipes.